Today marks the 17th anniversary of the September 11 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City. On this solemn day of remembrance, a video of President Donald Trump has surfaced which most people have never seen. The footage is from 2005, long before Trump decided to run for the presidency, and it has left many Americans speechless. Donald Trump, left, the World Trade Center, right, photo credit, screen capture/YouTube. On September 11, 2001, 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airplanes and carried out suicide attacks against targets in the United States. 2 of the planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City, a third plane hit the Pentagon just outside of Washington, D.C., and the 4th plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people were killed during the 9/11 terrorist attacks, which triggered major U.S. initiatives to combat terrorism and define the presidency of George W. Bush. This also marked the deadliest day in history for New York City firefighters. 343 were killed. According to History.com, it was 8:45 a.m. on a clear Tuesday morning when an American Airlines Boeing 767 loaded with 20,000 gallons of jet fuel crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The impact left a gaping, burning hole near the 80th floor of the 110-story skyscraper, instantly killing hundreds of people and trapping hundreds more on higher floors. As the evacuation of the tower and its twin got underway, television cameras broadcasted live images of what initially appeared to be a freak accident. Then, 18 minutes after the first plane hit, a second Boeing 767, United Airlines Flight 175, appeared out of the sky, turned sharply toward the World Trade Center and sliced into the South Tower near the 60th floor. The collision caused a massive explosion that showered burning debris over surrounding buildings and onto the streets below, and it immediately became clear that America was under attack. Although the attack transpired long before Donald Trump decided to run for office, he was already a billionaire businessman and fixture on the New York real estate scene. He had his own strong opinions about what ought to be done with the infamous property where the World Trade Center once stood. Following 9/11, Trump campaigned to have the structures rebuilt with one significant modification. He wanted the new towers not only to be stronger and more beautiful but to be 1 story higher, just to show the extremists responsible for 9/11 that America had emerged from the rubble a more formidable opponent than ever before. In 2005, long before Donald Trump seriously considered making a run at the White House, he wanted to rebuild the World Trade Center's 1 story higher to show the terrorists responsible for the attack that we would not back down. Additionally, he vociferously opposed the Freedom Tower that has since become a staple of the infamous Manhattan skyline. Source: The Daily Caller. If we rebuild the World Trade Center in the form of a skeleton, Freedom Tower, the terrorists win, Trump said in a speech at the time. It doesn't represent what we want to have represented. What I want to see built is the World Trade Center stronger and maybe a story taller, and that's what everybody wants. We should have the World Trade Center bigger and better, Trump said later in an interview. This newly resurfaced video proves that Donald Trump was tough on terrorists long before he ever decided to run for office. Do you agree with him? Would a bigger and better World Trade Center have been more appropriate than the Freedom Tower, which was ultimately constructed in New York City to commemorate 9/11? Mad World News provides commentary on real news stories. The information presented is the opinion